Hello, hi. Come on a ride with me as we journey back. But hi. Welcome to my Reflections of 2025 video. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. I am JC. And it is time. It's that time of the year where I reflect on the year that has passed, even though we're technically, as I'm filming this, still in the year of 2025. It's like it went by too fast and yet not fast enough, if you know what I mean. It's like, in some respects, could we speed this up 3 more years? Can we speed that up? And in other respects, it's like, why did you go so fast? Because I wasn't ready. I didn't do any of the things. Well, I didn't do a lot of the things that I wanted to do in 2025, that I had planned to do in 2025, that I don't think I was set up to successfully complete some of the things that I wanted to do in 2025, that's on me. Oh gosh, how do I sum up 2025? I don't even have a word for what 2025 was, but I'm glad it's over, and yet I'm not necessarily prepared for 2026. So there's that. Hopefully you can see me. I don't know. Nope, we're not stopping right there. Thank you. Really? Okay. Is this? No. Did I miss? I did. How did I miss? You know what? It's because... Okay, I'll be back because I missed an exit. Okay, apparently I was so trauma-filled by the year of 2025 that I missed my exit of talking to you guys about it. Hello. Okay, you're gonna just go. Sure. I'm gonna make this. Y'all just fall in line. I had plans to publish in 2025. That did not go accordingly. Revisions took longer than I wanted it to. Edits took a lot longer than I wanted it to. There's a lot of mental stuff going on. Sometimes I just didn't have the mental energy to work as efficiently as I should have been working. I think I kind of got there by the end of the year. I think I found a bit of a discipline in my writing routine, such as it is, by the end of the year. A little late, but ow, that pothole really kind of hurt. Hope I didn't bust a tire, because that would be tragic. Anyway, so When Love Calls was supposed to come out this year. It didn't. And yes, I could have rushed to put it out. I could have skipped a couple of steps to put it out. I mean, I think it might have still done well if I had done it, but y'all know me, I'm not a skip a step girl. Not if I can help it. And yeah, I just couldn't do it. Couldn't get it out this year. I couldn't put it out and be satisfied with it. And I want to be satisfied with what I'm putting out. There was an idea I entertained about querying at some point this year, but I decided against it because I wasn't really sure I wanted to query the Mackenzie Brown ministry series, and I wasn't ready to query my middle grade, largely in part because I'm going to change my middle grade. I'm going to change it up. I'm adding some paranormal elements that I was hesitant to add before because I didn't think I had it in me when I wrote the book, the first draft, to write things with paranormal elements, even though I like reading things with paranormal elements. I just didn't have enough confidence in myself that I could write things with words. I can talk with paranormal elements, but you know, if I keep thinking like that, then I'll never go for it and try it, and who knows, I could be really good at it, but we'll see. So I didn't query that because I'm going to change that. Writing wise, it on the surface it looks like I didn't have a good writing year. On the surface, to me, it looked like I didn't have a good writing year until I calculated my word count, which it's not like it's 500,000 or anything, so it's not like 500,000 words, but it's way more than I thought I wrote. I've somehow, and I won't say I've learned to balance well, but balance more than I balanced before, multiple projects at a time. I have a pen name that I have at least one book finished in, even though, yes, I know it needs to be revised and edited and worked on, whatever, but the first draft is finished. So there's that. I've done a lot of beta reading this year, which has helped in other ways that I didn't think it was going to help in terms of my analytical brain when I'm going over work, but also reading different voices and reading in different genres, because I've been beta reading I'm mostly a thriller horror. Not thriller horror. I do not like horror. I'm mostly a thriller mystery reader. Writing, as far as writing, I mostly write like regular contemporary fiction or women's fiction or whatever you want to call it, or poetry. But what I've been beta reading is some fantasy, romance, things like that. Things that are not typically a genre you would think I would beta read. But it has been dramatically helpful for me. One, as a reader, because it's helped me to get a little faster in my reading, not tremendously faster, but a little. And this, as a writer, it's helped me in a lot of ways that I didn't think possible. Life-wise, I'm still, unfortunately, in my mother's house, and I hate every second of it. We're gonna skip over that because that's gonna make me cry, and I just unloaded a lot in my pain management doctor, because we were trying to figure out, well, my blood pressure has been sky high for probably the last year now. I'm on blood pressure medicine that I have been taking probably for the last year now. My regular doctor actually wants me to see a cardiologist, to which I'm like, no, I don't want to. My heart is fine. But I might do it anyway, just to make sure that everything is fine, because, heart attacks are the silent killers, especially for women. But when I was talking to my pain management doctor, she's kind of trying to get a scope of everything that's going on in my life, because, that affects pain levels, and that affects heart rate, blood pressure, all of that. And so, since, she's new, my regular doctor knows about the whole being evicted, homeless, having to live with my mother, who I can't stand, thing. But my pain management doctor, she's new, she shouldn't know that. So I explained all that. So she said, oh yeah, that really could explain the blood pressure being high for all of this. Yeah. And she's like, so I just kind of had a little moment almost a little breakdown going over that. And so there's that. And every so often during this year, I have been hit with waves of I won't say nostalgia, but just remembering something from when I had a home, from when I had my own space and my own way of doing things, and clothing that I had, because I don't, it's cold and it's about to be wintertime. Oh Lord, the sun is really out here. Okay. And so it's like, I had thought of for a brief second, just really silly thought, but for a brief second I was like, oh, it'd be really nice to have a sweater right now in 20-degree weather. I had sweaters, but I don't anymore. And so that thought crossed my mind, and it made me think of, once again, everything I've lost. But I'm trying not to dwell on that, because there's so much to be thankful for. I'm not like on a street. I'm not, where are you going? Okay. I'm not like on the street sleeping in tents or anything like that, or whatever. So there's a lot to be grateful for. I don't know why this truck was really close to me. It is really windy out here, so maybe that's not their fault. But I could be in such a worse position, so I don't want to sound like I'm not thankful that I'm not in a worse position. Just every now and then I'll get hit with a wave of memories, or my daughter will say something about something we used to do, or how we used to do something a certain way in our apartment, and it'll make me a little sad. Okay, good job on the other side of the beltway. Wonderful. Anyway, yes, some memories have hit me, and just I did so much to not have to be around my mother nonstop for all those years, 23 years, and I just hate that I have to be in a house with her again. I ran away at 16 to not be in a house with her. And the housing thing opened up for the county that I live in. The housing choice, they call it, but it's good old Section 8. The housing choice voucher program opened up. I'm still waiting to hear about my disability appeal. So there's that. It would be nice if any of those things changed the dynamics of something next year, but I can't control that. What I can control is going into 2026 with a better plan, and trying to, now that I've gotten a writing routine, and a little bit more discipline, even though I haven't. Well, December is technically my break, so it is planned. And I know it's gonna be it's gonna be hard to get back into the routine that I established. But I feel confident that I can, and that writing will continue, and I will get more words, and I will be publishing in 2026. Because when love calls, closer to being ready. Oh boy. Okay, I'll be back with more reflections. I should focus on driving now. Okay. Oh, hello, hi. Hopefully you can see me. I'll be out of the sun in a second. I don't know what day I filmed the last clip that you saw. If I kept any of the last clip that you saw, hopefully I did. I think I did. But today is Christmas Eve. It's December 24th. And hold on, I need to. Hi. Merry Christmas Eve. Feeling a little bit reflective today. let's see. I found myself a bit, I don't know if enraged is the right word. I watched a video from one of my favorite YouTubers, and I'm not gonna name her because she didn't do anything wrong. She didn't do any clickbaity. Well, might have been a little clickbaity title, but I guess if you're doing YouTube right, you want the clickbaity titles, right? Hence why apparently I'm not doing it right. Anyway, hence my enragement. But I watched she's one of my favorites YouTubers to watch. She's really charismatic. She's captivating. Her energy is good, and she's young. And she is one of those channels that, through no fault of hers, frustrates me just because of the sheer... Oh, hold on. Ooh, Lord, good Lord, the sun. Because of the sheer ability she had to grow her channel in a significantly less time than I have. And her channel has surpassed mine by exponentially amount of number. But, of numbers, I can't speak clearly. You know what? Let me go to this. Whoa, okay. Anyway, she's like, I want to say her subscriber count, when I first found her channel, which someone else first directed me to her channel, she wasn't even at 1,000 subscribers, which I thought was a shame because she was great. She still is great. So what I'm about to say is not any fault of hers. She wasn't rage baiting or anything like that or whatever. But this is just my personal hiccup with myself. And she's grown. I think she's had her channel, she might have been 3 years by now, but when I stumbled upon her channel, she hadn't even had her channel for a year yet. And she grew very quickly. And it was she posted during Nano, she posted her daily vlogs, and that kind of catapulted her channel a little further. And then I guess meeting the right people on AuthorTube gets you a certain amount of number hikes or whatever. And this is not to say I didn't start YouTube I never thought my channel would ever really, I had hoped it would get monetized someday eventually, but I didn't really have high hopes because I don't consider myself that interesting of a person. I'm interesting to me, I guess, in certain ways, but not interesting enough to the masses to garner like thousands and thousands of people watching. At least not that I thought. And then I know my perception of me has nothing to do with other people's perception of me and all of that jazz. But I was frustrated because, and again, this is nothing on the YouTuber that I watched, and I'm not saying she doesn't work her ass off on her videos, and professionally, I believe she edits videos professionally, so that gives her a little bit of a leg up. Oh, you know what? Darn, I meant to take that. You know what? I have to bust a U-turn because I don't want to go this way. I need to go that way to go where I'm going. Can I just... Where are you going? You big old bus. Thank you. Anyway, and the sunlight is blinding me, so I hope you can actually see me. But I guess I'm frustrated because, and maybe I shouldn't be. And again, this is a me thing because, again, I didn't think that I was interesting enough to even garner a wide viewership to even be able to get monetized. So perhaps I shouldn't even be dwelling on this because I never really thought I'd be monetized, or at least definitely not this soon. And I know I've been on for 5 years, so it's not really soon compared to people who have skyrocketed to thousands of numbers in less than a year. That's part of my frustration. Now, there's people that I've seen skyrocket, and they sporadically post videos, and the views on their videos don't match the amount of subscribers they have, and whatever. This is not me judging. This isn't me judging anyone but myself, because it makes me wonder what I'm doing wrong. And I do know that a large part of what I'm doing wrong is I don't cater to the algorithm. I don't do clickbaity titles for my videos. I don't necessarily even do trendy things. I definitely don't do aesthetic vlogs, which are very, very trendy. I know, because I like watching them. So I guess therein lies a huge part of the problem, and I know that that's a me thing, not a anyone else thing. And I'm gonna bust this U-turn whether I'm supposed to or not. It's fine. Y'all be alright. There you go. It's frustrating because I do work hard, and I know I haven't been able to post 2 videos a week like I used to before I got evicted. I don't have the setup to do certain types of videos that I used to do, like masterclass, that did garner me a lot of views. But I still work hard. It's something that I'm not innately or naturally good at. Being on camera. I mean, I like video editing, apparently. Well, I could be better if I had better software, but that's a whole other issue. But being on camera, I have massive stage fright, and I know technically no one's here with me, but I do kind of consider y'all as here with me, so it does give me a sense of nervousness when I talk to y'all. I don't know if y'all can tell. I still get nervous after 5 years. I still get nervous. Definitely more comfortable than when I started, but it makes me reflect on. And all of that was to say, in a roundabout way, it makes me reflect on the ways that I'm holding myself back. And a lot of this year makes me reflect. This year has been a shit show. And that's aside from the hellhole that I have to live in. There's been a couple of times that I've considered, like, would I have just been better off going to a shelter? And I've never been in a shelter, but I've heard from people who have lived in shelters that no, you don't want to do that. But living with my mother, there are moments when I have flashbacks to stuff she did in my childhood, stuff that I should very well probably be over by now. But having to face my trauma, physically face the person who caused me trauma every single day, it does things to your mental that are not great. But not getting off on that tangent, at least not yet. I've thought about the ways that I've maybe held myself back this year, maybe not trying things that maybe would have gotten me further in what I'm trying to do as far as my author brand and, selling my merch and my books and being successful and being able to bring in viable income or whatever, so that I can get out of this hellhole sooner. But I've thought of the ways, there are certain circumstances and things that I can't control or don't have any control over at the moment, like still waiting on my appeal for my disability. I don't have any control over what they say or how long it takes them to say it. The stuff going on this year with the administration and them cutting people's food stamps, which is vital for me, considering I already had my food stamps drastically cut by more than half already earlier this year, which has done great damage. But there are things, opportunities that I want to say I didn't go after because I either thought I wasn't good enough to achieve it or wasn't worthy of it in some way, or I just rejected myself before I could get rejected by the thing. And I'm just like, I'm reflecting now, and like, if I had just maybe shooting my shot. However, okay, I know the phrase is shoot your shot, but I don't know how to say it in the context of what I'm trying to. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. If I had just, gone after certain things. Sky asked me last night, have I ever had any opportunities for sponsorships? And I have had people email me, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to your gut, because some of them I was just like, yeah, no, this doesn't feel right. So no, I can't, it doesn't feel right, it feels off. And then there are some that I'm like, do they really want me? Pretty sure they could probably find someone better. And I just kind of X'd myself out of it before even really giving credence to the opportunity, because that's I think that's part of the damaging thing being in my mother's house again is doing to me, because it's making me feel unworthy again, like I'm not enough, like I'm nothing some days. And it's always been how she's made me feel. I don't know if that's not my exit. And it's like, I want to be that person that goes after what I want, whether I actually get it or not, because you don't know if you don't try. But somewhere in my head over the last year or so, I've just pushed certain opportunities away because I didn't think I was good enough. Someone else thought I was good enough to ask me, but I didn't think I was good enough to accept it. And I'm like, it sounds crazy, because it is crazy, but I didn't think of it like that then. And I'm just like, could I be further along in my journey? Could my channel be bigger? Not that I don't care about growth on YouTube now that I am monetized, getting paid for what I ended up loving to do is great. It would be great. But could my channel be bigger? Could I sell more books? I have a hard time still talking about my books. And I have 5 books, and I know that's not a lot, but it's not 0. And I know you can't sell books if you don't talk about them. I tell people that all the time. When I'm talking about my friends' books and other people's books, I'm like, well, you can't, make money. Can't make money off your books if you don't talk about them. But I have such a hard time doing that for myself. And I'm like, is that unworthy feeling kicking in yet again? I'm just like, and that boils down to, this is what being in my mother's house is doing to me, I think. Not that I didn't have issues with self-doubt and unworthy feelings before, but I had been gaining confidence in myself. And somewhere along the way in this year, I think I might have started to lose that confidence in myself again. And I don't like that. I need to get back into a place where I'm feeling confident in myself. And it's not that I don't know I'm a good writer, because I do know that I'm a good writer. I'm not the best writer, but I'm a pretty damn good writer, I think. So my belief in my writing is not the issue. my belief in myself and feeling worthy enough for people to read my writing, I think, is the issue, which is a little sad because I've bust my ass for these books, and I've worked hard on other things. And then the merch, I don't know if the merch store is more of a financial thing, because I don't have money for ads, and there's so many merch stores and people selling online merch out there, for anyone to like pick up on yours and just get yours over someone else's. It's kind of a luck of the draw, but I don't, where am I going with this? I don't know. Just reflecting. Okay, are you gonna let me over? That would be really nice if you just let me over. That'd be great. Thank you. Okay, this clip is 17 minutes, and I don't know how much of it I'm keeping. I'll be back. Something else I wanted to reflect on. Okay, I know I should probably be over the whole trauma of being evicted and not having a home anymore or anything, but I swear it comes in waves of memories. And I know they're material possessions, but I was watching a stream on Twitch, and it was a music stream, and they played the song from the soundtrack of, oh gosh, it's the Prince of Egypt soundtrack, the song with Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston, When You Believe, or whatever, When We Believe, that song. And it made me think of when my daughter was little and she took dance class. By little, I mean like maybe 7 or 8 years old. She took dance class, and one year the recital was to that song, and I had it on DVD, and the DVD is gone now. So it was just, it hit me, like it just hits me out of nowhere sometimes, the things that I lost. And I know they're material possessions, but they're also sentimental too. And it just hit me that I don't have that DVD anymore of her performing in that recital. And she was so beautiful, and it was so lovely. And she loved to dance. And okay, I just had that thought while I was sitting at this traffic light. And that's it. Bye. Hello. Hi again. It's me. I mean, who else would it be, right? So silly. It's the day after Christmas. Boy, do I have some more reflections. This will likely be my last clip of reflections, because how much more can I reflect? I'm sitting at the post office because I was expected there to be, I was told that someone sent me a Christmas card. And so it made me excited. I didn't check the post office before Christmas. So it made me excited. I'm like, oh, okay, so I will at least have one Christmas card for Christmas. Yay. But it either didn't make it here or just hasn't made it here yet. So it's still not there. So no. I got exactly nothing for Christmas. I mean, I got text messages from my friends. So I'm not saying that I didn't get wished a Merry Christmas. And I know we shouldn't automatically expect things for Christmas. Although Christmas is the one day of the year where I do sometimes expect a little something, which is irrational because in my current circumstances financially, I can't get anyone anything, so it's really unrealistic and unreasonable for me to expect anything from anyone else. So that's irrational. However, and as much as I y'all know, I don't like my mother. She picked a fight with me on Thanksgiving Day. She picked a fight with me 2 days before Christmas. So, the spirit of Christmas was not really there. She doesn't decorate. She doesn't do anything. And Christmas is my favorite holiday. And I had always loved to decorate. Y'all, if you go back and watch past vlogs when I was in my house, there you would see around the time of year that you would decorate and set up for Christmas, I always filmed me decorating my door, or the door after was decorated anyway, decorating the tree. I love Christmas. I love decorating. I'm not fortunate enough to be able to buy outlandish things, or I've never really been, actually, but decorating is something that just, it makes it cheerful for me and puts me in the spirit of, it's really not about me, it's about Jesus Christ, even though he technically was not born on Christmas Day, but whatever. It's a day that, as a whole, we have decided to celebrate his birth. So that's what it's about. It's not about gift giving, but we've made it about gift giving, and somehow the gift giving somehow translates to what value you put on people. I'm not saying that for me, because I value a lot of people, but I'm just not able to buy gifts for them. If I could, there's so many people I would buy gifts for, but I don't have that ability. So I don't even have the ability to afford cards to send out, because I love sending Christmas cards when I can, and I haven't been able to. But and so it's not a surprise that my mother didn't get me anything for Christmas, even though she usually does, even if it's just monetary. She usually gives me something for Christmas. But aside from if she didn't give me anything, she usually sends a virtual Christmas card. She doesn't like to receive gifts, so even when I had the money to buy her anything for Christmas, she would get angry at me or my sister if we bought her anything for Christmas. She got angry with my sister for buying her anything for her birthday. So, I don't like to incur wrath if I don't have to. So I always just usually sent her like virtual cards or Christmas cards or whatever. She appreciated those. She said that was all she wanted. Okay. Who am I to disrespect what someone says they want? And even you would think, living under the same roof, unfortunately, that obviously she wouldn't give me anything, but she did the virtual card last year for Christmas. I was expecting at least that, and I didn't get that. She didn't actually even say Merry Christmas. I said Merry Christmas first. I don't think she would have said Merry Christmas if I hadn't said anything. And I know it's silly. It's silly to be hurt by someone who I know is toxic for my mental health. Someone who I know, flat out told me she wished she hadn't had me. Someone who I've long since thought doesn't actually love me. But, yeah, I know I'm her daughter, but that doesn't mean anything. There's plenty of parents who don't love their children. Sadly, very sadly. But, so, and I think I remember in the last clip where I said that I've realized, being in her house has suddenly made me feel less confident and unworthy again, giving me those feelings of insecurity that I had that made me run away from home at 16. I ran away because I realized if I didn't run away one of these times, I was going to actually succeed at one of my attempts. And I had realized that I did want to live. I just didn't want to live in that house with her anymore. So, and I hate having to be not to take this to a dark place, but we'll just say I have had some of those thoughts since being back under her roof, which is how I know she's really starting to damage my mental health again. And the feelings of unworthiness and not wanting to go for certain opportunities because I don't feel like I'm worthy of them, that stems from her. So you would think I wouldn't be disappointed at not getting a virtual Christmas card from her, but I was very disappointed. It was just kind of, once again, the feeling of being unwanted and the feeling of not being valued as a person. And I know it shouldn't mean that. It shouldn't make me feel that way, but it does. I was gonna say it did, but no, it does. And God, I need to really drastically up my income from my books, from my store, from anything really, so I can get the hell out of this house, because it's not doing great things for my mental health. And but this year has been really hard. Not harder than the year before, because obviously the year before have I been here? I don't know if this is 2 years since I've been here. I don't know, but I was in a hotel before, so obviously not harder than the year I got put out and had to be in a hotel, and obviously not harder than losing my home of 23 years. But this year has not been great. And really needed to be better in 2026. And I said that last year. And I was hoping it would be better. And it did not end up being better, but it's fine. Ooh, okay, that's all for right now, because I don't want to cry again. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm back and got myself together. I'm driving now, as you see. Actually, no, I do not want to miss this light. Okay, thank you. One of my my aunt had called me to tell me that she wanted to wish me Merry Christmas, because she didn't call me yesterday, which, was fine. She's the one that she travels a lot. But she had wanted to give me a little change, is what she called it. You know how back in the day they used to just give you a little $20 bill to get you some spending money, that kind of thing. Except for they still think that $20 does something, but actually no, it did allow me to buy some meat, and the chicken happened to be on sale, so we have dinner for Sunday, and then we have pizza left, but my daughter wants to save it for her dinner tonight, I don't know, so there's only a couple of slices left, so she gets the pizza that's left. So anyway, I think I've reflected enough. I know that next year needs to be better. And hold on 1 second. I had hoped to not still be in her house at the end of this year, but that's not how it worked out. I don't know. I know they say that when you're going through tough battles, it means God's preparing you for something big. So whatever he's preparing me for must be monumentally big, and I'm here for it. And I know God's timing and everything, but I'm impatient. He knows me. I'm his child. He knows that I'm impatient. But I don't know, everything it's starting to rain, really? I know everything happens for a reason. I don't really know what reason all of this happened. I'm not going to say happened to me, because it wasn't. I have to take ownership in my part in this. But I hope it's strengthening me for something great. It's definitely, I want to say that it's made me stronger, but some days it really doesn't feel like it has. Yeah, I don't know what my word of the year is going to be yet. Hopefully when you see this video, I will have already made my word of the year video, maybe. But if not, I'm sure it's coming. Here's to a better 2026. I know state of the world and all, but that's not the state of the world. Is something we can't really, we can do our part to make things better for us and the people around us that we care about. And that's another thing that has weighed on me this year, is the state of the world and how it seems like we're going backward. And you know, I'm a person with melanin, so it's a little extra caution for me. We can't really do anything about the state of the world, except for our part. And I know that sometimes you might think your part is too small to make a difference, but every little bit makes a difference. And so please don't think that you can't do anything to change your community and the people around you. And you know, you can do a lot to bring joy into the world and into those that you surround yourself with. And that matters. I know it doesn't always feel like it matters. It doesn't seem like it's enough sometimes, but it does matter. But as far as, you know, following your dreams and your passions, you know, I hope that 2026 is a better year in terms of that for all of us. And if this was a really good year for you, congratulations. That is amazing. I celebrate you. And oh gosh. Okay, no, this is not the way I want to end. I'll be back. Not the light I was looking for, but I didn't want to finish this video out while still driving. All of what I said before about making 2026 a better year, or you know, if this was a good year for you, an even better year for next year. But because I feel like you will be seeing this before the new year, so I just want to say, wish you all happy holidays. Wish you all a great 2026. I really do miss vlogging, so I can't wait to see you guys again on a regular basis and stream again. I can't remember the first stream back, but I think it's the Wednesday after the first. Not this one, obviously not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. Yeah, I feel like it's next Wednesday. And can't wait to see you guys. And that's going to be it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more videos from me, make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. I post videos on Mondays, live stream on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As per usual, if you would like to be supportive of me in any of my creative endeavors, such as my blog, my online magazine, my online store with writer merch, becoming a member on my Patreon, tipping me on my Ko-fi, buying my books on Amazon, or reading them in Kindle Unlimited, all of those links can be found in the description box below. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Happy New Year and have a blessed day. Bye.